can tell people, the people that knew about dogs, like in my chat, you would just say 1 or 2 sentences. I'm like, yeah, man, these cats know their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck yeah. I still ain't went live yet, man. I did one time trying to figure that shit
Bro, you
out.
don't need to, bro. Fuck, man. Fuck, man.
Yeah, fuck it now. Shit, we got our own show cracking. But
Good,
shit,
man.
if you got a spot out there for the fight, we got some promotional shit. Like we could get it on pay-per-view and shit, man. We just need the arena if they really want to fight. Like,
Hey, Ram, bro. I would at any MMA gym, we just gotta sign a waiver because look, nobody wants to go jail and this and that. You know,
yeah,
Gerald just he wants to go back home. Listen, I put $5,000 against their 1,000. You sign a waiver, step in the fucking cage with me. No rules, no countdown, no me knocking you out. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds to get back. No, I'm gonna break your elbow, break your fucking knee, and believe me, I promise you, less than 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will fucking split their dome in half. And I promise to be smiling every fucking second doing it. Won't even have a serious face, bro.
shit, if they want to fight, because you know we got the
I'll do it
got
up,
stock
bro.
in Black Prime and shit. They put on the Bud Crawford fight and it did pretty good numbers. Like we could really get some money off this shit, man.
It
Like
won't even last long, bro. Like it won't even last long, bro.
I said, this might be the new wave though, man. Dog men fighting each other. Shit, fuck the dogs.
Yeah, man, those guys ain't no dog. Those guys ain't no dog, man. They're like especially fucking. You know, the other guy, you know, he knows a little fucking knowledge, but Gerald's just a complete cancer, bro. Just complete stupid. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah, shit. I'm glad everything got squared away and shit. And everybody
yeah.
back on the good terms, man. I'm tired of the internet beef shit,
I
man.
know.
Like it's better to stick together, you know?
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to touch up on that Barracuda topping, you know, like about the ears, because you know these guys are complete fucking morons, you know. So people, you know, everybody's talking about Barracuda. He was crossed with this and crossed with that, and Mayday was crossed with this and crossed with that. Just to let everybody know, those ears that you see, they come from the Klaus bloodline that comes through the Patrick blood, and it also comes from the old family Reynolds strain that runs through Champion Jocko. Not to mention coming through Red Boy when he was bred to Basis Cleo. Not to mention the story behind Red Boy. People don't know where he really came from. A lot of people say that he comes from the old family Reynolds, but we're not going to really implement that. But those ears, if people seen real Klaus dogs, real old family Reynolds dogs, that's where the ears come from. There is no fucking way in God's green, even God will look down and say, no, man, you guys can't cross that. No, it just won't even work, bro. It's just insane to sit there and say that the camps of that era are going to sit there and cross a fila into Barracuda. It's just genetically, those filas are not game. They got no durability. No, do you know how long those tails are on those fucking fila dogs? Do you know how long it'll take to get rid of those fucking traits? Fucking 50, 60 years, man. It took a long time to create the American Pit Bull Terrier. Bottom line, these dogs are bred for gameness at that era. So there's no way that they're gonna sit there and say, "Hey guys, you know what? Let's hold hands and let's spice things up, guys. Let's come from the side and just put a coon hound in our dog." It just these dogs don't have the engine. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. They don't got what it takes. Even maybe by mistake, you had one of those dogs that were. You can't even really call it game. If they got into it, they'll go into survival mode. They don't know. Bulldogs, they play, bro, they compete like they love it. They play like that's their playtime, bro. The other dogs do it for survival mode. Just genetically, it's just not there. It's just insulting to the people that know about the American Pit Bull Terrier and the old timers that created this and the people that been through the trenches to have guys like Gerald say coonhound or I forgot the other guy, fucking Yalla, say, oh, it fucking looks like a feline. There's nothing mixed about it, you know? These dogs come in very different weights. It starts low 30, like 30 all the way up to 85, 90 pounds. If you go into the old pedigrees, you're gonna see there's one dog, some gas house dog, fucking 35 pounds, chain weight, mind you, chain weight, condition weight 32, and so many other like fucking little Kobe dogs, right? You know what I'm saying? So so these dogs are gonna vary different fucking weights. But there's no way that they're gonna cross these dogs. There's just no way, especially at that point in time. It's not gonna happen. Even if they did by an accident and Barracuda was crossed with whatever kind of fucking dog you think, the offsprings are gonna fucking carry those traits. 110%. Even if you take a dog cross to a coonhound, to an American Pit Bull Terrier, and that dog came out looking like a pit bull, and you take that and you cross into another pit bull, the genes don't go away. It's gonna come out. Even the thought of saying, the black and white dog, the black and tan dogs, oh, they look like they have a Rottweiler. You know how a Rottweiler looks, man? Like, you know why they crop the Rottie's tail? The tail's so long, it comes in a fucking curl hook. The fur, oh, it's all fur. Like, there's no way that gene pool will take fucking years to get rid of. There's no way, bro. Oof. So, and one with, oh, here we go.
Okay, all this is what I'm saying, K9.
Yeah.
Just explain why he.
Hey, hold on. It's Alpha. It's not K9. It's Alpha Performance.
Go ahead. Okay, well, Alpha. Okay. Well, explain why he looks the way he looks. That's all. I never said that he had directly feline crossing. I never said that. First of all, I never said that he had feline direct. I said somewhere in his pedigree, something came out in it, and he just looks funny looking. That's what I said. Never said he was directly crossed.
Yeah. See, look, the whole line of Barracuda dogs, Luke Kane dogs, Mayday dogs, that's how they look like. Those droopy.
But why do they look like that? That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It's just the genetic strain. It's just the strain. That's what they produce. That's what they throw. How come a lot of the Midnight Cowboy boys, the Midnight Cowboy dogs they're short. They're stubby. They're short. I don't know. It's the strain. Some bulls.
Yes, dogs, but they still generally now. If you're talking about the structure of the dog, some tall, some short, but they still generally look. If you look at the heads of these, they look like an American Pit Bull Terrier. I'm saying the dead giveaway with this dog is why does he look like that? That's all I'm saying. You keep something. Sure, I'm sure. I'm sure. Listen, K9.
Like the ears. What makes him look like that? The ears.
See, look at him. I mean, he don't look like an American.
I'm looking at him. I'm looking.
He doesn't. Okay, well, K9. Okay, well, K9. To me, I haven't seen many dogs look like that for the Mayday stuff. I ain't seen many dogs look like that. To me, K9. To me. Well, Alpha. You said Alpha.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like that to me. Okay, performance, he doesn't look like that to me. I hadn't seen dog that look. And let me say this too. You know, you was in the video the other day. You mentioned what I see. You didn't say my name yesterday, but you called me a toolbox. What's with the name calling? Then you called me. Then you hit me up in 2020. In 2020, when you fell out with Buck City, you hit me up on Instagram and we video chat and we rap. Right? Yeah. We video chat and we rap. We've been all right. You know what I'm saying? So what with the name? Why am I a toolbox? Why am I a toolbox now?
Well, because what you say is just idiotic, bro.
No. What it is you trying to get back cool with Buck. Gio. You trying to get back cool with Buck. That's all. That's all, brother. That's all.
Listen, I'm not coming back on YouTube. I'm not doing this.
I doubt it.
Okay? I'm
here
to expose the rats. That's it. I don't care about views. I don't care about
listen, I don't care about views neither. So performance, anyway, I don't neither, man. I don't neither.
Understand one thing. Understand one thing. Both those camps who have those dogs, okay, at that era, are not gonna fucking outcross to no other breed. Understand.
Listen to what I'm saying. I get you. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I did not say that. I did not say that. I didn't say they did that. Don't put you put words in my mouth, brother. I did not say that they did that. I did not say that they did that. That's all I'm saying.
Holy shit, bro. Listen, man. Just look, man. The reason he came out looking the way he did is just because of the genetic gene pool the way he did. That's it. You have the Ed Crenshaw dogs that come out looking like white. You have the Midnight Cowboy dogs that are fucking short and this and that. You have Bulls dogs that are 60 pounds, 70 pounds. You have boys dogs that are fucking 30 pounds. You have Red Boy dogs that are look like that's it, bro. It's just that not every pit bull is gonna come out looking identical, bro.
Right, and I agree with that, but this is a very a different look though. This look is way different from what we've seen before.
That's a bulldog look.
No, hell no. You full of shit. 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 No, it's not. And you said something about his genetic makeup. You absolutely right. It's something in his genetic makeup that make him come out looking like.
There's no other breed that was crossed into that line, man. You're so obsessed with why does he look like that? He came out looking the way he did because he did. That's its genetic. It's a genetic gene pool that he pulled. That's it. Do you know Klaus dogs look like that? Have you ever seen
I'm not upset, man. I'm not upset about nothing.
There's a guy, listen, there's a guy in Vancouver, Canada who has old ass fucking Klaus dogs from way back in the fucking 80s, bro. Okay? He goes by Pulp. The same fucking look they have like these fucking Mayday dogs. Okay, so just stop, bro. Just stop. Why do they look? Bro, they're bulldogs, bro. That's it. He hasn't produced nothing that look like a.
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he wasn't a bulldog. We're talking about the way he looks. That's what we're not talking about. What he did, and we're talking about the way he looks. You're deflecting. We're talking about why does he look like that? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He does not look like a pit bull terrier. No, he does not look like a bulldog. No, he does not.
To me,
but to me he doesn't. So why do I have to be a toolbox if I disagree with you?
Because you don't know too much about bulldogs. You really don't.
Okay, all right, okay. I know that something's wrong with something going on with the dog the way he looks. I know that.
There's nothing, because all real dog man on YouTube are sitting there saying they're taking a fucking Tylenol because of their headache. Because hearing this shit, bro, it's insane. The dogs, those breeds don't offer nothing to enhance the American Pit Bull Terrier. They got no gifts, no win, no ability, no nothing. They don't breed for fucking thicker skin or this and that or for teeth. Nothing. They're gonna stay within the American Pit Bull Terrier. Every bloodline is different. Every bloodline is different. They don't have what you think they have. To you, Mela, to me, he looks like a fucking big ass bulldog. Seen plenty of them. Plenty of them.
I disagree. I think you full of shit. And I think you full of shit. No, he don't. He don't look like a big ass bulldog. No, he don't.
Well,
not me.
You don't know dogs. Sorry.
Yeah, I do know dogs. Yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, yes, I do. I do. Like performance. I do know dogs. Yes, I do.
Like, come on, stop. It's ridiculous what you're saying. It's just it's common logic. It's just common logic. Both camps at that.
Why is the volume down? Let me see. Hold on, let me tell you.
Both camps at that era will never do something. They're competing.
Why do you keep saying? Why do you keep saying that? I didn't say that. Why do you keep saying that? I didn't say that they crossed the dot. Why do you keep saying that dumb shit? I didn't say that they crossed the dot. I did not say that. For the 1,000th time, I did not say that the camp, Southern Kennels or Latin Force, whatever, I did not say that. Why do you keep saying I said that when I didn't?
So you're insinuating. The only thing that's probably
I'm not insinuating nothing. I'm not insinuating shit. Look, I'm at work. I'm about to get off here, man. I'm about to get off here. But hey, remember though, you reached out to me, brother. You reached out to me, bro. You reached out to me.
Okay.
You reached out to me to squash the shit just because you were mad with Buck City. And when you reached out to me, it wasn't like on no genuine shit. No way. You was only reaching out. You was only reaching out to piece shit over me because you was in tune with the nigga. Because y'all fell out about the source. That's why you called me in the first fucking place. It wasn't on no genuine shit, no way. You called me on some bullshit. It wasn't genuine, no way. Now you see only an opportunity. Let me try to wiggle back in and get back cool with Buck and I. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
This fucking guy, bro. Listen, I called you because I made fun of your wife.
And then another thing, since we already talking, another thing. You used to talk about me in your live
Like I'm little old Yayla one, got like 120 subscribers. You stayed talking about me so much, man. I never did that. Man, you stayed talking about
Can
me.
I finish what
Little
I'm
old
saying?
people
Are you
like me,
gonna
you
start
stayed
saying,
talking about
listen,
me.
this is why you can't talk to these guys. Listen, I reached out to you because I made a comment about your wife. So I reached out
That's
to you.
not all you said. That's not well. That's not why you reached out, though. That's not why you reached out. See, you
Can
full
you
of
be
shit
quiet?
again. See, I'm not. See, you're not talking to Gerald. You're not talking to Gerald. You're
Didn't
talking to
I?
Yale.
Didn't I?
Okay, you full of shit. You reached out to me because when you reached out to me, was like 4 or 5 months down the road after you made the comment. You
Let
reached
me
out
tell you
because
something.
you fell out with Buck City and Ram and Thompson. Then you want to reach out and get cool. That's why you reached out. But when you did reach out,
I never
reach out,
to
you
be
said,
cool.
"Hey, I apologize for what I said
Listen,
about your wife.
exactly.
Ramrod
That's
is
what
a
I
beast.
said. I apologize.
Tango built like a linebacker." That's what you said. That's what you said. You didn't
Your
reach out to me
dog.
because of what you said about my wife. You reached out to me because you fell out with them niggas. That's why.
Listen, I like the way that dog looks. What the fuck's his name? The brindle one. I like the way.
Ramrod.
Yeah, right. I'm not denying that. But you acting like I reached out. Hey, Yella, can you be my friend? No, are you fucking insane?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that. I didn't say you ain't. I didn't say that. No, I'm not acting like no. Can you be my friend? Because if that was the case, why we didn't exchange phone numbers, right? We didn't exchange phone numbers. You just reached out to me. Listen, you reached out to me because you had fell out with Buck, and that's what it was. That's what it was. You said the shit about my wife like 4 or 5 months before you reached out to me. Why you didn't call me then?
That's it. Listen, go back to work, bro. Go back to work.
Yeah, I'm about to go back to work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I work. Yeah, I'm about to go back to work. Yeah, bye.
Okay,
Full of shit. You full of shit. You full of shit, Gio. Gio, you full of shit, bro.
Listen, that's why you have nobody following you and talking to you, bro, because you're just a tool. Yo, this guy's insane. Bro, I reached out, guys, when we were beefing back then, guys, Thompson, no, you can attest to this, Thompson. I made a comment about his wife, so I said to myself, okay, let me apologize. So I reached out to him. Hey, I'm sorry what I said about
this shit been funny, man.
But he's making it seem like I'm like, hey guys, I need a friend. Like, are you crazy, bro? Like, no, man. Like that. He's guys. I can't understand. It's so sad that some of these guys have pit bulls, and to even insinuate they cross another breed into that line, bro. It just every line is different. Like I've seen wacky ass looking ass fucking pit bulls, but I don't judge them. I'm like, oh, they crossed it with that. It's just insane, bro. It's fucking crazy. Like it's people like that. You're just, But you see how he takes something. I did something nice to apologize, and he takes it. Oh, you argued with Buck, and that's why you reached out to me. And I'm like, bro, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm saying that's it.
I thought y'all was just hashing it out. Shit.
Fuck. There's no hashing it out with him. He wants to seize opportunities because he wants views. He gets mad if he posts a video and no one likes it or makes a comment. He'll get mad at you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's how he is. He's just sentimental. You know what I'm saying? But still, he has no grounds. Like, why does it look like it? It's just who fucking cares? Any different line, fucking, like even the fucking Ed Crenshaw line, man, the white line. They have that fucking face. They have the floppy ears too. What the fuck?
Yeah, he was pushing the shit out that subject, but man, this shit funny as hell, bro.
Yeah, nothing holds any water. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, like even if you look at Red Boy's pedigree, you know what I'm saying? It goes back to all these Kobe dogs, but you got to see like a lot of those Kobe dogs, 90% of them, 92% of them, they're all black-nosed dogs. So let's just say that was Red Boy's real pedigree. Let's just hypothetically say. And Red Boy, magically, he came out red. It's a recessive gene. It's not dominant. He would be producing more black-nosed dogs, correct? But he threw more red-nosed dogs. Explain that one. Go study that very carefully, man. There's a handful of red-nosed dogs, yeah, in the back, but it's predominantly black-nosed dogs. So that's why, and the story behind Red Boy, like no one knows, you know what I'm saying? Me, when I look at Red Boy, I just start from Red Boy. I don't even want to look at back and nobody knows, you know what I'm saying? And to even sit there and insinuate the years and this and that, and it's a kuna and it's a Fiat, it's just ridiculous. It's crazy. There's
Facts. Yeah, they true.
It's a stretch. It's a wild stretch.
There's no.
Like out of all dogs, they picked that one. Like I was like, damn, that's.
I told him because they only gonna talk about the great dogs. I had to break that down in the beginning. Like before we even break this shit down, if this dog didn't accomplish what it accomplished, this motherfucker wouldn't even be up for discussion at all.
Exactly.
Motherfucker is not going. Motherfucker ain't gonna break down JD Hall pedigree a million times to see why he got that dumbass underbite. You feel me? Because dog ain't did shit.
And we ain't been talking, man. We ain't been talking about them.
Yeah, leave it alone, guys. You know why?
See them dudes
you know,
alone.
like our job. You know, fucking leave it up to me and smash these
guys. That shit's corny.
This is just rats. The videos out there. You know, you guys could see how he premeditated everything. He planned everything. He was begging people to call Metro and all this bullshit. It's not even worth it. Just, we all got to bound together now. Like I said, we're going to put our Spartan shields up. We're going to raise the dagger of truth, and we're going to come crushing down their fucking domes. And that's it. Plain and simple. You know, and we got to make sure that no one supports people like that. Don't interact in their fucking, in their chats. Don't go on their lives. And people who do, we just mark them as rats. And it's just very simple.
Now, if you start popping up on your lives when when a motherfucker going live.
No, to be honest, bro, I got no time, bro. Like, I'm always working, you know, like, I got a little open time now. You know, like, I saw you live, and then I heard this guy, trying to please Case. I was like, oh, fuck, hell no, you know? And then Jay texted me. He's like, hey, yo, man, this guy's on this fucking, on Buck. I was like, so I said, hey, fucking link me in, bro. You know, listen, that's all this guy does, man. He just redirects, you know, this, you did this, you right. Like, he doesn't even make any sense. He comes to Vegas, he claims he came to Vegas, doesn't post no pictures, no nothing, no location, no nothing. No one sent nothing. Like, it's just insane. And the next morning he makes a video. And that late afternoon, he made that video of him in the car, you know, I'm gonna kill your dogs, I'm gonna do crazy. Just, you guys listen to him. He's mentally, chemically imbalanced. And for someone like Pelican Bay, Hershey Squirts, who has maybe a little more common sense than him, you know, knows that he's mentally retarded and knows that he's lying, but he chooses to stand by him. So someone like that, you know, they have their own agenda. And knowing that Buck took care of his situation, trying to take care of his fucking family, you know, come do his YouTube thing, and for him to pull up a video saying he can't have this, he can't have that, trying to say, like, act like he's doing something. He's not doing nothing wrong. No one, whoever he talks to, none of us is doing nothing wrong. You know, nothing, nobody. But unfortunately, these guys work with the system, bro. You know what I'm saying? They work with the system, you know, and these humane society activists, man, you know, they're getting paid off, man. These, you know, like I said, but these big corporations, bro, they're paying them. These people that produce these products that we all use on a daily basis, they test animals. They test it on cats, dogs, monkeys here and there, bro. What do you think happens to those old monkeys, bro? Here, go test it on that. You think they're not going to test it first on animals before they put it out there? You know, they don't want 50,000 people trying to do a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? But these are the same fucking people that want to come steal our dogs and not euthanize.
Let me get in here, man. What's going on, man? What's up with the chat? What is up with the chat, my people? What is good? Buck City in the building. Buck City in the building, y'all. What's up? Let me see. I see Trackside Entertainment in the building. Dickie Foster. What up? Salute, brothers. Pitwise Kennels in the building. Salute. Barn Dogs in the building. Salute, brother. Mike Dan, what up? Yeah, I figure you guys, you know, we can get some good dog talk over here, man. I mean, you ain't got to watch Bad Boys. You ain't got to watch Bad Boys if you don't want, man. Bean Boy, what up? Let me see. Get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. Jay in the building. I see you. Let me see. Stone, G Outlaw, Memphis Streets. Salute. Jay said, Buck, you gonna go live or just show reruns? Hey, I like reruns, bro. Sometimes I be watching them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Them reruns, man. I'm telling you, man, that shit, hey, man, it's just like my leftovers in the refrigerator, man. Don't talk about my reruns now. Borderland, what up, brother? Salute to you. Royal Heart in the building. Salute. Borderland with the super chat. Appreciate the support, man. It shows that the channel's real, dig. Hard and Finished Kennels in the building. Salute. J83. I see you, brother. I see you, man. Dickie Foster with the super chat early. Hey, nah, we got to get through it, man. We got to get through it. Melee, I see you. Melee, Rocky Kennels, salute, brother. I see you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a bust in here. You know, the whole Mayday feli situation, you know, there's just, with the competitive nature and everything that was going on back in those days, it's impossible that, you know, that dog, you know, the Mayday line, you know, Barracuda, any of those dogs, it's highly unlikely that somebody is going to be that stupid to put something else in there that's not a game dog, knowing the height of competition in those dogs. Like, that was the height. To me, that was the height of the game. I mean, we can argue. People can talk about the 80s. They can talk about the dogs in the 70s. You know, Earl Tudors and, you know what I'm saying, all of those guys, the old family red-nosed dogs, you know, we can go all the way back. But to me, and it might be biased, but I think the height of these dogs was in the late 80s and the 90s, you know, in the early 2000s. You know, that's to me. If I had to give it a 15-year gap, I'll say 1990 all the way to 2005. I would say that you can't push that scale nowhere farther up within a 15-year gap. To me, that's better than that. And some people will argue, they'll say, oh, no, fuck no. The dogs in the 70s, they would have been like this, and the dogs in the 60s, you know, you got your preference. Everybody got their preference of the type of dogs that they like. You know, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm not going to argue with that. But I will argue the fact that why would somebody, well, just throw a fucking some mastiff type of dog, some feli type of dog, some Tosa type of dog, you know? It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen, y'all. We're not gonna hear the story about that. That story doesn't exist. You know, that's just one of those stories that just, it's not gonna exist. You're not gonna be able to find the real answer to that, because the answer is that no, these are competition dogs. They don't just look the part. You know, if that was their only job, was to just look the part, okay, it would be easy to breed them. It would be easy to get those phenotypes, right? That's what we're talking about. Hit the like button. Throw a dog a bone. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit for the streams, man. You guys ain't got to go watch cops and, you know, motherfuckers snitching on motherfuckers and you know, see who got busted. If you don't want to see who got busted or shit, they probably playing some old Buck City bus and shit. Oh, hey, man, look. It feels good, man. Let's get up in this algorithm. Let's get these likes up. You know, them other channels ain't hitting on shit because you guys show your support over here, man. This is where all the super chats is at over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to say. Martinez Game Dogs in the building. Salute. What's that? Zulisa 5-star. You know, hey, listen, bro. I be fucking them names up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Zeppelin the Rock. Zeppelin the Rock. Hey, salute to you. Glad you guys can make it in. This is just a little pop-up. I just, you know, every now and then I pop up. I always got extra rerun content, you know, but every now and then I just want to pop in and say what's up to the chat. Everybody that's coming through to support the channel, that's taking the extra step to become a member of the channel. You know what I'm saying? We got it popping. We got the chat popping pretty much every day. You know? So nah, man, the phenotypes it's just not gonna be all we're looking for. You know, it's not gonna be all that we're looking for with these dogs. It's gonna be performance, heavy performance. These dogs is competition dogs. You know, there's been pots over $50,000, $100,000 pots with these dogs. So I doubt somebody got that kind of time to just bullshit around with the pedigrees. He said, you see my comment, Jay. No, I don't see the comment, man. What was the comment? He said, it's a guy on YouTube lying about having pits, but they're American bullies. We got to put a stop to that. Yeah, I mean, you know, over time, I've been seeing that we've been pretty good in this community at calling a spade, and you know what I'm saying, just kind of leaving the rest up to some people. Man, honestly, I'm gonna go back to my old ways, man. And you know, if you don't really know about these dogs, I'm not even gonna really have a serious conversation with you, man. You know, I'm not gonna be trying to argue with people because a lot of times these dogs and these bloodlines, just like they talk about Mayday dogs, is cut with all the, you know, somebody done slipped something through the back door, and it done turned out to be the best dogs in the world. So you know, it's kind of like some biblical shit. You know, people got their beliefs, man. You know, they got their beliefs. I heard Chico talking about black dogs. Like, you know, the black dogs weren't good dogs. And, you know what I'm saying? The red dogs and, you know, all of this, even though red is a recessive trait. Red is recessive. But they say it's not really associated with pit bulls, though, you know, when they talk about that. But all in all, you know, it's recessive. So, you know, how can you say that they're better than the black dogs? It's just biblical shit that I don't want to get into, man. Like, we could talk about Jesus Christ and, you know, we could talk about all this stuff on here and get into this big ass argument over nothing. You know what I'm saying? You dig? So the community been doing a good job at weeding those guys out that's calling you know, these other dogs a pit bull. I got a video I'm about to drop. It's a real short little video, just kind of clowning. And another guy was, I forget what platform he was on, but I snatched the little content up and kind of gave a couple examples and kind of joked and picked a little bit of fun out of it, turned it into a little fun thing. You know, we don't always got to be too serious when it comes to these dogs. It's all about the enjoyment, you know. Oh, he said, Jay said, talk that talk. Hey, I'm trying, man. You know, look, you know, ask me a question, man. I'll answer it. How about that? Give me 5. Let me get 5 questions. Let me get 5 questions before I get back into this other stream, this rerun stream. Let me get some questions. I'm gonna get the music going until you guys get the questions. Digital Dog Show, Samurai. I believe so. I believe I saw something talking about that. So you guys go over there and check it out, and you know, however you guys do it and participate, all that, win shit, you know. Tell them Buck City sent you. You dig all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I believe so, Jay. Thanks for the question. It said, what pit bull bloodline would you run if it still existed? That's that's a good one, brother. What pit bull bloodline? Well, it was a Mayday line, but it really doesn't exist anymore. There was a dog named Champion Graveyard. He was right off of Mayday to some basically some buck Jeep blood, you know, so they was crossing that blood way back. He was able to produce some good dogs. I think that lineage right there is a missing link to the Mayday line. You know, it's kind of unfortunate because I mean, let's be honest, when we look at the Mayday bloodline, we only see a few variations of it. You get it through the Barracuda, you get it through this, you get it through that. You get a half a dozen of variations, and there was so much more to those dogs that people don't really get to see today. But if you're talking about a bloodline, I guess I mean that bloodline still exists. So, you know, I would say that's just a little strain. But a bloodline that really doesn't exist, that's a hard one, bro. That's a real hard one right there. Because, I mean, there's a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of these dogs, and they just kind of got discontinued. They just, you know, just kind of got discontinued, or they got bred into a certain line, and you never was able to find it any other way. So I just had to probably stick to a strain, certain strains that I see that are really not around anymore. I would probably lean toward that. Now that's another good one, Jay. Appreciate you. Hold up. What is the cutoff date for where the yellow dogs are actually off AAA? That right there, and I'm not gonna minimize the shit. You know, I'm totally against fudging of paperwork. I mean, as we dig up all this stuff, you know, and it makes you sick to your stomach, the amount of fudging and shit that goes on. And I don't want to say, oh, I wouldn't really worry about it because of this or whatever. Triple A was able to throw some decent dogs. It was a definite good bloodline to go off. Yellow, good bloodline, all those dogs. I think the potency of that cross and what they were doing with them, you know, they were able to cultivate that bloodline good enough to where, you know, I mean, you kind of just got to look at the dogs that you got, man. I mean, if you had one right off of AAA, I was breeding to one right off AAA. I had action at getting one. There's a lot of Burns dogs and stuff that I was breeding to. It was yellow blood. It was definitely yellow blood. But I don't really know the exact year because I'm not even gonna be into that like that. You know what I'm saying? It's more like a people kind of knowing what somebody else is doing on their yard, although, you know, there'd be rumors and shit that be true, and you got to pay attention to all that. But in this situation, because it was yellow back to his littermate sister to make AAA, so you definitely compounding off the yellow blood. You're definitely, you know, compounding up off the yellow John shit. It might not make too much of a difference though, but it's not giving somebody immunity and shit for fudging papers. You know, if you fudge paperwork, you know, you're a piece of shit, you know, just like that, straight like that. Smack that like button. You know what it is. Appreciate the question, Trackside. He said, why the dog Luke Kane do not seen in as many peds? Luke Kane up in some peds. Hold up. Luke Kane up in some peds. Not as many as like Barracuda. Barracuda's like the king, man, as far as being up in the pedigrees and shit. Luke Kane's up there. I mean, you can't name probably five Mayday dogs that you know. Luke Kane, he gets his, man. They were able to breed him a lot. They got a lot of sons popping up off of him. They got frozen semen popping up off of him as of recent. You know, they're probably going to be breeding some of that shit. Like I said, it's not going to be as much as Barracuda. It ain't going to be nowhere near as much as, you know, Barracuda and some of those other Mayday dogs, but he's in there. He's in there. GMB Rocco with the question. Appreciate you, brother. He said, what bloodline didn't do as well as far as sales and getting their name out there? Well, man, shit, the Mayday, I think the Mayday dogs did the best as far as sales go. I think it did. And I know it's probably like a broken record, me saying this shit about Mayday and, you know, all the time. And then I got a Mayday dog on the screen and all this shit, you know, but they did, you know, like a lot of dogs were going for real cheap, even like Mr. Burns dogs, you know, those dogs were shit. It was like 03, 02, 03, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there, you know, I was grabbing Mr. Burns dogs for $300 to $500 a dog and shit, right off of Burns, Tom Jack and shit, you know what I'm saying? They were good dogs. They were good dogs. And I think because of the price was so low, people just didn't appreciate them, for what they were. They didn't appreciate that good blood, So they get messed off. They get, messed off, man. That's what happens. It's not all about charging an arm and a leg for a dog either. But when you go too low like that, like those dogs going for 400, 500, 300 and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That fucks it up. And there was a lot of other dog men around those era that had those yellow dogs, Big John dogs, different dogs. Those have just never been a high dollar dog. Even, and this is 20 years ago. We're talking 20 years ago. The Big John dogs were $600 and stuff, off Crazy Eyes and, all those dogs. Cyclone, 600, and then you come maybe a couple years ago, you try to get a Walkamaw dog, maybe like 1,000. So they never really held their value. So I can't say that that's one of them. You look at, let me get your question lit up. You look at, Lou Kane. Look at Lou Kane. Back in 20 years ago, Lou Kane dogs were going for an arm and a leg. They were going for an arm and a leg, $2,500 a dog, and this is when Tom Garner's dogs were $600, I mean, it's just a little bit of history. Some people, if you were around back then you'll know, Tom's dogs were going for $600. Lou Kane dog, Mayday dogs were going for $2,000, $2,500. They were going for the big bag, what I'm saying? 3,000 and shit, what I'm saying? You had Mayday, you had Red Boy dogs back in the day that was going for a pretty penny too, 3,000 a puppy. And you get all some of these other dogs, they had success, but just the pinnacle of what Mayday was able to do as far as popularity and revenue, it's you just can't match him with nobody else, in my opinion. Now, there could have been some other dogs that people were keeping them a secret and, getting a pretty bag for them, but it wasn't on that Mayday level. And it's not still going on, like still to this day, people are getting a pretty ass penny for those Mayday dogs, Let me see. Yeah, Wild Side, $1,000 pups too. Yeah, they had them. And you think about it like that's a lot back in the day, or you think about it, but shit, 2,500, them dogs was going for that bag, man. K walk in the building. Salute. Uh let me see. You know how we do. Smash that like button. You know what we do. We're gonna run up these numbers, man. We ain't worried about nothing else. We ain't worried about them clowns. We just running it up, doing our thing. Let's go.
Breathe too tight, you got all type of deformities. Bone structure. It could be the way they look.
And people need to realize you don't, you want purity or you want to capture certain traits. You don't have to heavily inbreed. You don't. That's not necessary. Not that inbreeding don't take place, it does. But to repeatedly do it over and over because you want purity, that's the fastest way to mess up your dogs. Within that, just like anything else, you're going to have structure problems, you're going to have internal organ problems, you're going to have mental problems.
Some type of problems is bound to fall.
Right. So why would you increase your chances of getting defects when you don't have to? That's my point.
Would you consider inbreeding two siblings, two litter mates? Let's say if the parents were not that related, like different sides of the spectrum. That dad was like, if the dad was like full fledged Eli, and then the mom was like old family red nose or something else, would you inbreed?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's exactly what I would do. Now I didn't do it, but the dogs that I had, they come from a brother sister breeding on the top side. So in my experience and what I've seen, if you're going to breed brother and sister, it's best to do it from outcross breeding. So let's say you
maybe
make
like
an
a
outcross.
half brother, half sister breeding.
Yeah, you make an outcross. From that, you can do brother and sister, rather than having something that was tight bred in the first place and then do brother and sister.
Right.
Right. What was the last thing you said?
I think that was bro with the questions that said something.
Oh yeah, I was just telling him, if he was to, wanted to do any type of brother sister breeding, I would do half brother, half sister, something that has either the same dad or the same mom, and just
Right.
mix it up.
Right. Yeah. And what that does is it allows you to concentrate on that individual. If it's half brother, half sister off the sire, then you're concentrating on the sire. If it's half brother, half sister off the dam, then you're concentrating on the dam. And because there's the crosses in there on both sides, even though you're concentrating on one individual or the other, you have those crosses in there, so it's not too tight, so you can avoid that inbreeding mishaps that can happen. It's very effective breeding. That was one of Ronald Boyle's standards of breeding. He loved half brother, half sister. If you look at his pedigrees, you'll see that he did it with Dirty Mary, which is unusual for a female, but it worked for him to have the concentration on the female. Even though the females are more important, most people don't do it that way because, for different reasons. But he did. So if you look at his breedings, you're going to see Dirty Mary all over the place, and a lot of times it's half brother, half sister, Dirty Mary. Like it would be a female from Bobby Jr. to Dirty Mary bred to a male from Grand Champion Cherokee Chief to Dirty Mary.
All right, so I got a pedigree. I'm a guy now. Here, let me see if I can I present it to where it'll pop up on here? Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Let's see. This one here. This one. Close that page real quick. All right, here it is right here. So we got Level Up Kennels Corella. I had a dog coming off of her. And you got come down here. You see you got Crow in the third gen and Crow also in the fourth. So you would consider this a pure Crow dog, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Since you have Crow in the third and Crow in the fourth, and all these dogs are coming off of Crow, you would consider this a pure Crow dog?
Well, it's based off of Crow Otter dog. Yeah, that would be. See, it's better to do it that way, where you have Crow Otter spread out throughout the pedigree, but there's crosses in there. So if it's done properly and you use the right individuals, what you have over to the left, the individual that's in front of you, it's a Crow Otter dog, even though there's crosses in there. The concentration is on Crow Otter because his blood is the one that's in there the most, right? And if you follow his traits, you're going to have that in your dog. It's a Crow Otter dog. And that's what I'm saying. It don't have to be inbred. You don't have to have it so tight that it's every sire in there is Crow Otter, including the grandsire, sire, great grandsire, and all that. You don't have to do it that way. And the way it's done there is the better way to do it, as far as historically speaking and percentage wise and all that.
Mink man.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Look at him.
Mink man, what up?
What's up, Joseph? What's happening?
Not much. Just doing family things, and I had a minute, so I decided to come jump on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for popping up. Just popping it up. Nothing major. Just a real easy breezy Saturday.
I feel good outside now.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about breeding, here's Joseph's an example of someone who, and he does this with me, is he shares a lot of the breeding standards, you know, because me and him talk a lot, and a lot of techniques and methods, but it's with mink.
Yep.
So like I always say, the individual, whatever you're using don't matter. It works across the board. So he has his mink and his dogs for a particular function, and he makes it work. And with the mink that he breeds himself, it's selection and culling and all that. Just like, you know, and I don't mean he kills his mink or anything like that. He'll put them in another home or sell it to someone or whatever, you know. And, it's not that mink isn't good enough to continue with his breeding program. And that's basically what culling means. People think, oh, you got to kill this and kill this. That's not the term for culling. It means you don't include it in your breeding program.
Yep. Yeah, I've got the first one of the foundation mink that I started with is a mink named Brock. And the reason I used him was he was just so intense and confident, and he just had so many good traits. A list of bad ones too. Unfortunately, he didn't have very good eyesight. He was kind of slow and awkward. But what's cool is I was able to use him crossed with complementary females that hopefully had his weaknesses were their strengths, basically. And then after a couple generations, then breed the. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry.
The mink man. Hey, I told you, man. Buck City Kennels, man. If you guys don't know the mink man, you guys might want to go check out his channel. He got a lot of good content over there. He's doing a lot of hunting with those minks, with those dogs. You know, he even got one of them hounds with a little bit of that Buck City in the fed. You know what I'm saying? So, that was he didn't get it through me. He got it through a few people in dirt road kennels and things like that. But just to have a little small footprint in that, you know, that's what we do it for. You know what I'm saying? And know that these dogs are able to do other things besides what they're normally known to do, or you know what I'm saying? We're just showing that we got a lot of versatility. You know, his channel got well over 1 million subscribers. You know, just I mean, we talking about it. He just popped off. You know, if you guys is thinking about going over there and checking out his videos, over 1 million, maybe 1.4 views. I mean, subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy that we're growing and we're able to bump into people doing positive things with the dogs to give other people good ideas and positive ideas, so that if they plan on getting in the game, you know, there'll be already an itinerary, a whole list of things that you can do with them. You know, Royal Blue calling in at the dog show. You know, that was a good look. Salute to her. I'm gonna definitely try to get with her and put some pictures together and get a maybe an interview, and so she can talk about how the show was and who she was able to bump into. You know, this is growth. This is what I call and what I feel is the thing to do. Besides arguing back and forth, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, at some point, even the best jokes get old. You know what I'm saying? So we just doing our part, keeping the streams up, keeping that pressure. It's Saturday. You know, it ain't even my regular day, but we up. You dig? Yeah, nah. Salute the mink man, though. Salute the mink man for popping up. I got a real good interview. I wasn't gonna tell nobody, but I got a dope ass interview with him already. I think I chopped it up with him for like 2 hours. I probably condense it down to maybe an hour and 20 minutes or something. You know, it's a nice interview. We chopped it up about I talked about the dogs, the minks, the everything, how he got the dog. Man, real transparent, man. Yeah, I was telling him about I was giving him a little sneak peek about the interview that we did. It was a good one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
Yeah.
So I was saying, what's cool is by crossing complementary females, or crossing it with complementary females, and then taking it back after a couple generations, I'm able to get. Right now, I had a litter where pretty much it was an extremely uniform litter. The whole litter is very confident, very aggressive on prey, just like their dad. But they don't have his, or their dad, excuse me, just like their grandfather, Brock. But they don't have his weaknesses. They don't have the poor eyesight. They're quicker, more athletic. Like it's kind of cool that his good traits have been able to pop back up while his bad traits are gone due to breeding complementary females, and then like Schoolboy said, not continuing with the ones that had those weaknesses that we were trying to avoid. Because you might have a whole litter where some has his weaknesses but also have his strength, or some have his strengths but also have his weaknesses. Some have just his weaknesses but not his strengths, but then you'll have one that turns out, hey, we got what we wanted here in this one individual, so we'll use that for the next generation. And then by crossing them back, eventually down the line, then you can kind of get the traits lined up, or at least I lucked out and had it happen this last breeding. So we'll see how it goes. It's an adventure figuring it all out.
That's how it's
Yeah.
done.
You notice anything about size, or is there any things that you've been able to gauge as far as your breeding when it comes to getting bigger ones and smaller ones and avoiding one or the other?
Yeah, I've just ignored size. I prefer
Okay.
a little bit smaller, but because I've got so many other genes to focus on, I've just let them be whatever they are. If they happen
Right.
to be small, great. If they happen to be a little too big, that's fine. I could use them for muskrats. So I've just there's other traits like tameness that I could also select for, but I don't have the luxury. I've already spread too thin trying to get athletic ability and grit in the same package. So, and health, so I'm not really, those other traits are just bonuses at this point. And then maybe somewhere down the road, I'll have a consistent outcome of athletic ability, grit, and health. Then I could start being a little more picky and being like, okay, well, everything's not everything, but enough of them are like that. Now let's start picking ones that don't try and eat me, or, just want to
Right.
hunt rather than hunt me.
Yeah.
Right. Nah, eventually I can see the vision. I can see you getting to that. I definitely can. I don't know if it's misinformation, but I was doing some reading and they were saying like they're really easy to train and stuff. And I was telling somebody, I was like, well, no, I talked to a guy. He definitely is,
Yeah, the only reason they say that is they watched my videos. Before I came around, they were impossible to train. You couldn't tame them, you couldn't train them. And that was the appeal for me, was the challenge. I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool. I want to see if I could do it." And I did it. Well, now I do it and put it on videos, so it's easy, right? Cuz I make it look easy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no, definitely.
let everybody know, the different things you use them for, hunting and all that, different animals.
Yeah, so I use them for recreational fishing and hunting. So, rabbits, fish, crayfish. We actually do spotlight frogs. That's kind of fun. I don't have that opportunity here very often because we don't have the big populations of bullfrogs that they do in the Midwest. But when I'm visiting family or whatever, we'll go spotlight frogs. And that's just for the meat. We'll eat the fish or the crayfish or the frogs or whatever they catch. Rabbits, things like that. But then I also do pest control. And in the pest control, and that's what most of my videos are, we're catching muskrats and brown rats that are causing problems for people. Sometimes squirrels on occasion. That's not as common. And pretty much they go down the holes like a rat hole or a muskrat hole. They try and catch it, and if the animal escapes, then we catch it either with dogs or nets or some other live trap, something like that.
And the raccoons too, right?
The raccoons are strictly dogs. The mink can't really do anything against a raccoon.
Yeah.
And you sure wouldn't want them to try. So yeah, we also do pest control outside of what the mink can do with just dogs. So like beavers, raccoons, rock chucks, some of the bigger stuff that the mink can't handle. Got a beaver last night. It was pretty cool. We went out and we got a big old beaver out of a canal that was causing some problems.
Who got it? Which one got it?
I did. It was down in a sewer. Went down in the, not the sewer, but you know the drain, the what do they call it?
Drain pipe.
The flood water
drain.
pipe. Drain water
Storm
pipes.
drain.
Storm drains. There you go. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you.
Yeah.
Down in the storm drains. It was living up in there, and I went in with a catch pole and caught it. It was too dangerous to utilize a dog. We'd have got a dog hurt. So I just went down there with the catch pole and caught it myself.
Yeah,
and you eat a lot of that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, beaver meat's our favorite, family favorite. Raccoon's pretty good. Muskrat is probably the least favorite. It's got kind of like an irony taste, but I like it still. But it's a little stronger flavored than the beaver and the raccoon. Which you think raccoon would be the worst, but if you cook it, it's actually shockingly mild, kind of beef-like.
Yeah, the muskrat's an acquired taste.
Yeah. And muskrat's funny because it's different on different parts of the body. So if you're eating the legs, it's a lot more mild. If you're eating like the abdominal muscles, it's a lot more gamey. So it depends on what part you're eating.
But you ain't eating none of them rats though, are you?
No, they're too small, and they stink when you cut them up.
Yeah.
Like their guts really has a unpleasant smell to it, and the meat in general. So even if it's just the meat, it has a real unpleasant smell. So the thought of me like preparing that and eating it really turns my gut, to be honest. But if I was to like have some, person who knew what they were doing, cut it up, prepare it, cook it, having some yummy spices, I would totally try it. But me going through the process of smelling that nasty raw rat meat and then eating it an hour later when it was cooked, I would need to be hungry. Let's just say I could do it, but I would need to be hungry. But just to try it out of casual curiosity, I would really prefer someone else prepared it, to be honest.
Yeah. Good, because I hate rats. I'm scared of
And they're so small. They're so small. It's like, what are you gonna eat? You're like nibble, nibble. Oh, there's a bone. Like it's not very tempting. It's like a lot of work for barely any meat. I'm just not that interested in. Like I said, if I was in some, I don't know, little back hole Asian restaurant and they cooked it all up nice for me, I would totally try it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to do it myself. The mink eat the rats. They like. So we'll take the smaller stuff like the brown rats and the muskrats. Almost all of that goes to the mink. So I'll take it, I'll run it through a grinder, make it into this hamburger stuff. And that's what you're seeing when I feed the mink on the videos. It's muskrat, brown rats, things that they caught in previous hunts, ground up for them.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool, man. That's you doing it. It's what you're doing is way cooler than what we're doing.
Yeah. You're utilizing the the food off the land, and it's not as expensive, and they catch their own food basically,
Yeah.
Feed it to them.
Yeah. Same with the dogs. I feed the dogs all raw, so they don't. Occasionally, because the dogs eat so much volume. Occasionally, I'll have to buy them some chicken or something, but most of what they get is wild game. The overwhelming majority of what they eat for the dogs too. But they eat the bigger stuff because the bigger stuff will break my grinder. I've broken like I don't know how many grinders. So I've said, okay, well the dogs don't need it ground. I just chop it into a portion sized chunk, slice off a portion sized chunk off the carcass and give it to them. Whereas with the mink, it's pretty. It's a pain in the butt if you do it that way for the mink. But the dogs just crunch it up and swallow it. The mink like eat around the bones and leave little scraps. It's just not reasonable to feed them that way. So it's easier to just grind it for the mink and then chop chunks off for the dogs. So the dogs typically get the larger animals, and the mink get the smaller animals. Is kind of how I do it.
Yeah. And Joseph uses, he's got pit bull, he got Bendy, the one Buck was talking about. He's got little terriers, used
Yeah.
lurchers, different kinds. They all have a
Yeah, nah, Bendy's the Garner one. The other one is the one with the mic and all that in there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Juno's. You're talking about Juno, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Juno,
with the Croata blood. I've never remember. I can never remember how you guys pronounce that. I've heard it pronounced 3 different ways.
Yeah,
and I think some of them I've made up. Is it Croata? Is that how you guys say it?
Yeah,
Croata.
Yeah, Croata. She's the one with the Croata blood. Is Juno?
Yeah.
Man, she ran into a bad
video. She was I seen a video. She wasn't in the lead, but she was like in second. She was seeming like she's catching on.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a real good ratting dog. I really do. She got really roughed up this weekend though. I don't know if she's going to make it for coon stuff. Easier coons, she's awesome. So we went out. That wasn't last night. That was the night before last. And she blew through 2 coons like nothing. Just bam, bam. And then the third one just handed her butt. It was bad. It was not pretty. It was up in a pipe. So it was a big old bore, and he run up in this drainage pipe, and she went in after it, and it was just her and him toe to toe in a pipe. And finally I was like, dude, she's not finishing this. And we sent in another dog, which is always sketchy because you don't have any control. And even if your dogs never have an issue in front of you, sometimes in those tight spaces, they'll get frustrated and bite the other dog. And last thing you want is a dog fight where you can't get to them. So it's always very last resort for you to put 2 dogs down the same hole. Unless you really know and really trust the dogs, it's just not a good idea. And she's a newer dog, so I didn't want to do it. Finally, it was just like, dude, she can't finish it. We got to send someone else down there. And we didn't have Bindi. She was resting. She was at home resting. Plus 2 bulldogs down the same pipe's kind of sketchy anyway. So we sent a terrier in, and she was able to get in and distract the coon enough that she was able to get it a little better, but still couldn't finish it. And then it come popping out the pipe. They end up both dogs letting it go, and it come out the pipe. And then the dog we had, the lurcher we had outside the pipe, finished it off. But it was not pretty at all.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
People don't give raccoons the credit. Oh yeah, my dog. You talk to most bulldog guys. Oh yeah, she'll just blow through coons. It's like, really? How many of you seen them on? Well, we trapped one. Yeah, that's not the same thing. When the raccoon's in its own element, it's totally different if you drop one out of a trap. It's not even the same.
Your dog better be gang. That's all I'm gonna say is your dog better be fucking gang.
How big was the coon though?
I didn't weigh it. This time of year, they're all light from breeding. Like it's the end of the winter. They've been hungry. So we didn't weigh anything. They'll all be lighter than they really are, if that makes sense.
Right.
So how much coons is out there with you, Buck?
You said what happened?
How big are the raccoons out there with you? Because the ones out here with me are a certain size.
Yeah, nah, these joints is kind of big. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you see them, they get pretty big, you know?
Right. Yeah,
but if I had to say, I say about 25 pounds, maybe 30 pounds, maybe 25.
Right, yeah. We in the same bracket.
Big? Too big for
Chicago. Them Chicago raccoons about the same size, if not bigger, bro. Especially they stand up and look at you in the alley, and you be like, "Go on, get your ass on somewhere." They just look at you like, "What's
they're
up?"
eating good. I had one on my deck. You know, they come up on my deck and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our raccoons I feel like are dead center. They're not big. They're not small. So you get down south, like Louisiana, Florida, you got coons that are fully grown and still not even 10 pounds. For us, that's really unusual to have an adult that's under 10. I think I maybe have seen it at some point. That's a healthy. I should clarify, a healthy adult, because obviously you can run into, really struggling individuals that might be way underweight. But a healthy adult for us has got to be at least like 11 and a half pounds. Our norm seems to be right between, like, I don't know, 13 and 18 is the norm.
Okay.
Anything over 18 starts to become big. Anything over 20s is dang big. Once you get to those mid 20s, you're talking like you might catch 3 a year, 4 a year that are mid 20s that are up in Utah. You get in the Illinois area, man, those things are monsters. The biggest I've ever caught. Now, granted, I weighed it on a stupid bathroom scale, so I give or take a couple pounds. It was 36 pounds, and that is
Wow.
ridiculous. I know guys who've hunted coons there for years have never caught that one that big. So I kind of honestly don't trust the weight because it was on a bad scale.
You been up in Washington before?
What's that?
You been in Washington before?
I don't know what the coons are like up there. I haven't talked to anyone. I haven't been up there hunting them.
I've seen some big ones. I've seen some small ones. I see families of them though, like running across the street, like 4 babies and a mom. They be pretty big, man.
They
not all of them. They be maybe about 20 pounds or something. You know what I'm saying? 18. I know they're big. They don't look like they're missing the meals.
Yeah, 20 pounds is a big coon. And you probably, I would guess Washington has a similar size range as us, but I'm just guessing. I don't know. Those unusually, like, what you find is, this is with everyone, whether they're a dog hunter, a trapper, whatever, everyone's caught 30-pound coons until you get them on the scale.
Right. Well, because the fur is going to make them look a lot bigger anyway.
Then when you put it on the scale, you figure out
make them look bigger.
Definitely. The fur and the fat and the fur especially. I've caught coons where you're like, man, that's bigger than the dog. You throw it on the scale, he's 10 pounds under the dog,
Right. I got you.
Because of that fluffy tail and all that fur. But yeah, a 30-pound coon, everyone's caught one until they put it on the scale and they find out it's 20 pounds, or maybe 25 if they're lucky.
Yeah, it's cool if people go to the channel and look, how the dogs, they work in tandem, they work in groups, and sometimes it's different breeds of dogs with the mink. They all working together to catch these damn rats. Everybody has their job, and them little terriers, man, they're tenacious, man. They're a lot of energy, a lot of prey drive, and I've seen him, he got Bendy out there, he got the lurcher, he got the little terriers and the mink all, and the mink go where the dogs can't go, and then them little terriers, sometimes they be tugging on the same rat like that, and then Bendy comes in and gets one here and there, and it's interesting, man. It's real cool to watch.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Now those minks, they're like Navy SEALs, man. Those minks, they really know how to. Like I was watching the one. I think you had the little camera going up in the little hole with them, and every time they got one of those rats, it was in the same damn spot, right on the side of the neck, every time. Like they really, right away, they don't play, man. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
They are ridiculously good at grappling and dispatching without taking a bite. Dogs, man, I wish I could have a mink that's the size of a dog, because the things they could do, they could go one right after another into really aggressive prey and not get a single mark on them. And dogs really struggle to do that. You have to have a really special dog to do that, where it's just normal for a mink.
Right.
And their jaws are so much stronger than a dog. Like pound for pound, obviously, not actually stronger, but I mean, pound for pound, their jaws are just so much stronger. Like having a bulldog crush a raccoon's skull is a special event. Either you got a really good dog that's a similar size. I should step back. If you're talking a 45-pound bulldog on a 10-pound coon, yeah, whatever. That's not that impressive. But when you've got like a little 30-pound bulldog on a 20-pound coon, crushing its skull is extremely rare. In my experience, I'm sure there's dogs who could do it. I just haven't seen it. With any dog, I don't know why I say bulldog, any dog. But a mink crushing a muskrat skull who's almost the same weight, that's almost expected. Like they just do it almost every time. And maybe they don't always crush it. Sometimes they just get one canine in there just enough to create that brain damage and shut them down. But man, they just bite so much harder than dogs, pound for pound. It makes you. It's kind of scary to think if you had one that was, 35 pounds, it might eat you.
Man,
It might eat
get
you.
your ass. That's like a baby giant otter.
He said it might eat you. Wow. I
Yeah.
guess I never thought about it like that. Damn.
Yeah,
was
I thought that
35.
maybe they
through
won't.
some
I
plane.
sure wouldn't want to find out.
There goes your
He'd
finger.
probably bite through a car door if he was 35 pounds, huh?
Cross one to a Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I got to get off here. I got some things to do. I got another video to do. And always, Buck, it's a pleasure being on here. Thanks for inviting me. And good to see you, Joseph.
Oh, yeah, man.
We'll talk soon. And
Yeah, good seeing you, Richard.
Respect everybody else on the panel and in the chat.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support. Keep it going, brother. I'm out.
Enjoy the rest of your day, school, bro.
So introduce me to these other gentlemen. I don't know the other guys. If I've spoken to you in the past, I apologize. I've talked to a lot of people, so
We got Supreme Excellence in the building.
What's going on, brother?
Game Dog History Channel in the building.
How you doing, man?
nice to meet you guys.
Deal
Nice to
with
meet you
these
too,
game
bro.
dogs.
So,
Hey, Game
what-
Dog
what made
History.
you
That was your dog, Game Dog?
What, you talking about the crow dog?
What, that Thomasal dog?
Nuh-uh.
Or no,
I
you
got
was
that.
just making an example about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know somebody who has
Go
a
ahead.
dog, and I just used that pedigree as the example.
Oh, I got you.
Actually, you might know the guy that has that dog. But Mink man, what made you start, getting to the minks? What made you,
Oh, that's the
Sorry.
real
Pretty
Mink
much
man too. That's
a
all right.
challenge. It was pretty much the challenge of it. People told me it was impossible, and back in the day, we didn't really know anyone that had done anything useful with mink, and so they just said, they're impossible to tame, they're impossible to train, and I'm an animal. I've got it in there. It's fine. Sorry, my little girl came in and had a question. So I was told that they're impossible to tame, impossible to train, just the most vicious animals alive. And I trained, birds of prey in high school. I was a falconer. I trained cattle horses with my grandfather. They're specifically cutting horses. I trained cattle dogs. As a little kid, I had like pet squirrels that I trained to come when I called, and all kinds of goofy stuff like that. So for me, it was just like, well, I wonder if I could do it. And so I went and caught one and figured out how to tame it. And then after I had a couple tamed, I was like, well, what could I do with this little thing? I got to harness this vicious energy into something useful. And the first thing I thought of trying was fishing with them, because I knew they were semi-aquatic. And I'd put, like, in their cage, I'd put a big old aquarium for them to swim in. I put little goldfish or minnows or whatever for them to catch. I thought that was cool. But I was like, I wonder if I could take them out to like a little stream and actually catch fish. So I started doing that, and I trained them to come back so I could get them back, and started trying to catch fish with them. But then they ended up finding these rats, because the city park I took them to had a rat problem because of people feeding the ducks bread. And so we started catching rats when we were supposed to be fishing. And then I realized, that's actually more fun than the fish, and the mink seemed to be better at it. So Then we kind of transitioned to other things. And then, you know, as years went on, I went back to fishing and experimenting, you know, just what can they catch? And just over the years, little by little, we learned, okay, they're good at this. They could catch like bunnies if they're in a very specific situation, like hiding in a brush pile or hiding in a rock pile or down in a hole. But if they're out running, the bunny's just going to run away, you know. Or ground squirrels, they can run a ground squirrel down anywhere, whether it's above ground, underground. So that's a lot of fun, you know. And just little by little, I learned what they could and couldn't do, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's
I
hard
definitely
because I don't have anything to base it on. Like I have to guess and figure everything out on my own. I can't like call some guy up or read his book. I have to just like trial and error everything.
I definitely remember your videos. I wanted to do when you outside hunting with that mink, would you say that animals know it's around, they can smell it? Because you know they say it's so feared by everything. Like, can you feel like they know when you're around with the mink, like wildlife?
Definitely. So muskrats, they'll sometimes react before you even get in their hole. Like the mink will just run past their hole and they'll smell that they're in there or that they're out there, excuse me. And muskrats, they're vulnerable in the hole. That's where the mink can catch them, but they're safe out in the water for the most part. If it's deep water, they could outswim the mink 9 times out of 10. So they'll come out to the water and the mink didn't even go in the hole sometimes. So yeah, at other times, you know, they just don't notice that you're there until it's too late. So it just depends.
Are you are you breeding them, or are you still catching them?
Yeah, so I've started years ago. I was frustrated with the inconsistency of I'd go to a mink farm and get them. They breed them for fur. And that's the easiest way to get them is go to the fur farm and purchase
Right.
them. And
Makes
but
sense.
I was frustrated with the inconsistency. It's kind of like going to the pound and trying to get a working dog, right? You'll get some
Got
good
you.
ones, but you got to go through the ones that don't turn out, and it's frustrating.
Got you.
So I started uh, years ago. I decided, you know what, I need to get this more consistent, and so I went to the farm and I went through and tested 700 males and 700 females on the farm. And from there, I selected the best, I can't remember, 20, 25, something like that. And I brought them home and hunted with them and got them in real life experience. And then from then, filtered it down to the best, I think it was 3 males and 3 females. And then from there, I started my breeding project and I've based it off of that with occasional outcrosses along the way.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that's all
Man,
right.
he did his thing. He doing his thing.
Can you
Nah,
imagine testing 700 females and 700 males? It's
Man,
and it's a quick test. Obviously, we're not doing anything extensive. Pretty much what I did was I took a muskrat pelt and I'd rub it up along the cages because the cages are all in rows. They're just tiny little cages. And you just go along and whichever one's reacting the hardest, you open the cage to see if it'll attack it or if it's just tough through the wire, right? And then if he
Gotcha.
attacks it, then you lift it up, see if he'll hang on or if he gives up. If he hangs on, then you touch him all over and see if he keeps fighting it or if he gets nervous because you're touching him. Because these are wild animals, right?
Of
So
course, of course.
it's not normal for them to keep fighting something when a human touches them. So the ones that were they had the best teeth. I didn't want the ones that their teeth were breaking as easily. So I wanted durable teeth because mink have a problem with weak teeth. Durable teeth, hanging on just tenaciously. Then those were the ones that I narrowed down to come home with me. And like I said, I took 20, I think it was 20 or 25 males and 20 or 25 females. And then from then I in real life, actually it with game and fighting, biting animals, not just a stupid pelt, I filtered them down to the best 3 and 3. And then obviously every litter they have, my thing is I say, hey, I'm keeping the entire litter because I can't afford to give away or sell a baby. I
Yeah,
might give away the best one I've got. So I keep the
right.
entire litter. I go through and I hunt with them, train them, develop them. And then when they're old enough that I could say, hey, that's the good one, that's the bad one, that's the medium one, then I go through and I rehome from the bottom up. So someone who wants to go fishing with a mink or just wants one as a kind of an exotic pet, they get the worst of the litter for my
Of course,
purposes, the worst.
of
And
course.
then the ones that are like, oh, or like the one that want to hunt bunnies, you know, something that doesn't fight back. And then the ones who want the more,
Yeah.
well, I want to do some hunting with things that bite back. Like, okay, Well, here's the problems and the strengths and the weaknesses with the mink that are available. You pick the one you want. This one's good at this. This one's good at that. Blah blah blah. And obviously, the very best aren't available, and they continue my breeding program. And it's kind of cool because people get one that's already trained. It's like they already know what its weaknesses are. They don't have to guess. I'll tell them, yeah, this is what's bad about it. This is why I'm not keeping it. Do you want it? Yes or no? It's your call. You know?
Yeah.
And
So
my wife says I'm too blunt about it. She's like, dude, why do you tell them everything that's wrong with the mink? And I'm like, well,
you
they need to know that.
Yeah, you're right. They do
She's
need
like,
to know.
well, she's like, don't be so rude about it. Just tell him in little flowery words. But I'll tell him, yeah, this mink does not come back. You let him go and he just says screw you and runs away. You got to have him at a really low weight. Or this mink's just nervous, gets scared easily. Or this mink, man, if something bites him, he quits. So he might be able to use him for flushing, but he's not going to kill anything for you. I'll just tell them everything, and if they want it, they could take it, and if they don't, then well.
Oh well.
Good
So
luck.
when you're going through your temperament, when you're going through your temperament training, are you getting tagged a lot?
Yeah, I used to, but I don't even mess with it anymore. So now I don't even try and handle them unless I've bottle raised them.
Gotcha.
So back in the day, I would put all this effort in and get them to where I could handle them barehanded. Now I just call them to a little live trap or a little cage.
Yeah.
And they go in there for the meat, and I shut the door behind them. And
that
occasionally I'll get. Oh yeah, it hurts. Yeah.
I know it hurts, dude. I know it hurts.
It hurts through the gloves, man. You get these big old thick welding gloves on, like when we have to give them vaccinations. Every time, that's when I get tagged is vaccination time, or that maybe they have an injury that needs some doctoring, because you got to hold them down and they're just biting the snot out of you. And those gloves, they just make it less painful. They don't stop the teeth. They slow them down.
They stop from breaking the skin and make it less painful. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. It ends up being a bruise instead of a bloody finger. You got a bruised finger, or sometimes they still bleed through especially those big bucks. They'll get you through, and you'll still bleed. But it's a lot better than bare skin, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching through you.
Hey, Borderland Kennels. He said, "Where's the nearest mink farm?" You know, you got these guys interested.
Hey, Buck, I can't do it, Buck. I can't do it. I'm gonna watch him, bro.
Yeah, you got to be educated about it, and that's how people should feel about the APBT also.
For sure,
because there are dark things that we think is totally normal, just like he's normal to him. You know what I'm saying? He's handling them. He's a good handler, just like you got to be a good handler with the APBT. You know, so there's gory things that can happen with the APBT. Let's say they get into a fight.
For sure.
And you breaking them up and get bit or something. You know what I'm saying? It happens, you know?
It does happen. And everybody know a dog bite hurts healing. Shit, that shit hurts.
Man. Yeah.
Well, I had this female. I liked her a lot. And I bred her. And she had a good litter. Everything fine. Never showed me any type of aggression. Never nothing. And it was the very second litter. And I came in there to mess with her with the puppies. And I noticed that because I was on the phone, so I was kind of preoccupied. You know, I'm going in there, I'm on the phone with my partner. I'm like, yeah, I got some pups. Oh shit, you know. And so I bend down, I get on my knees, and I'm still on the phone. I'm not paying attention to her growling at me, you know.
Right.
And if I hadn't paid attention, I was just gonna reach my head in there right past her and reach in there and grab the puppy, you know, and move him around, see what it's a boy or girl, just like I did the first time. You know what I'm saying? This second time she got this litter, she ain't 2 years old no more. She's like 2.5 or 3 now. So her attitude obviously changed. And you know, we can evaluate that or discuss, you know, procedures when it comes to a dog that will probably try to bite you. But I think it's a situational thing. But if I would have not have paid attention to those signs, she could have put my eye out.
So let me ask you this, Buck, because I like what you're touching on. So would you say it's safe to feel like if they're a little younger, when these bitches have their puppies, they're more susceptible to us helping because they're younger? rather than the bitch being a little bit more older and she's like, hey, I got this, back up.
I don't know. I've seen young ones act
It's
stupid.
iffy.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's iffy. Yeah, when you deal with that. And you got to know that. You got to know that. It's just like he's teaching you how to handle it with the gloves and everything. And it might, but and he wouldn't handle one that he didn't bottle raise all the way up. You heard that part. Don't forget that part.
Don't forget that part. That was major dope right there. That was good
There's
information.
precautions on with all breeds, I think.
For sure.
Whether we think it's serious or not, he doesn't think. I've seen him in the videos. Even those rats, like I might not be grabbing those things like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared of them damn things if they're not totally dead. So
yeah, you got to get good at just figuring out how to grab things without being bit. I've caught over 100 rats in a day barehanded because there was someone dropped poison down, so I couldn't get a single animal out. And I caught 100 rats, over 100 rats barehanded, and never got bit once the whole day.
Wow.
You just figure out how to grab their
I'm too
head,
clumsy for
their
that.
tail, and just avoid the teeth. And I get tagged. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get tagged, but every time you get tagged, you figure out how to avoid that repeating that situation, and eventually you get to where it's not too bad. I've been lucky. I can't think of a dog bite that I've had. I know I had to have, but I can't think of one. I've had them come after me, like, because I've tried out a couple bulldogs that were adults when I got them, just to see,
Right.
hey, is this one going to turn out? And I brought home this one dog, and she was totally cool with me in the day. She was nice, and she was, you could tell she was a little weird, but nothing like obvious. And I put her in the kennel, and I went inside, got some dinner, because I drove down to Vegas to get her and drove her back, put her in the kennel, went in, ate some dinner, come out, and it was dark. Oh, she was a totally different dog. She's trying to eat me through the kennel. And I had my buddy. We were gonna go take her for a little walk and like just kind of introduce her to her new life, and go for a little walk. So he was there just to see her, and she's like going nuts through the wire, and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna get a leash on this dog. So I just was real careful, and I got that door open and got the collar on, or the snap on her collar, and I don't know how I didn't get bit. And she was coming at me, but I, just she's the leash and hold her back, and then she calmed down, and we went for a walk, and she was fine. And she never did it again. It was just that first day. But then I got another dog. She was almost 2, and I put her in the guy put her in the car, and she was cool until I drove away, and she looked out and saw me leaving the guy that raised her. Oh, she was a different dog. I could not. I had to be really careful the whole drive home. She's sitting next, because I like to have them next to me. So when I go pick up a dog, I want to spend the whole drive back bonding with them, getting to know them.
Makes sense.
Like, hey, buddy, I'm your new friend, And this dog was looking at me sideways, and I'm like, oh, if something goes wrong, I'm driving. I'm gonna get hurt because I'll wreck the truck while getting chewed on, And so I literally, to take her out, because it was a long drive, I had to take her out to go bathroom and then get back in the truck. I had to, as stupid as it sounds, I had to quickly just throw her in the truck. Because if I couldn't tell her to get in, and if I touched her, she was going to grab me. And I literally had to just grab the leash up by the collar and gently as I could toss her up in the truck.
He was being extra gentle.
And then when I got home, there was one day I was like, oh, she's starting to calm down. She's getting used to me. So I unsnapped that leash, and that was a mistake. I could not get it on her again, because she was I'd go to put that leash on, and I was like, man, you were starting to get friendly with me. I go to put that leash on, and I'm like, oh, man. So I learned how to rope a little bit, training horses. So I literally roped her like a cat. That was the only way I could get her under control against her. And as soon as I roped her, she'd come down the rope at me. And I just held her back and snap. And you quit that right now. She's like, okay. And then I got the leash on her. But I've been lucky so far. I haven't got grabbed yet, but I'm sure I'll have a horrible accident someday. It's just bound to happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Especially when we're dealing with these dogs, when they're high caliber like this, you're bound to get bit. It's gonna happen. Sometimes you paying
Yeah.
attention, sometimes you're not. You gonna get
It
bit.
can happen while you flirt polling. It can happen freaking.
Yep.
It's you gonna get nipped, dude.
I forgot. Okay, so I did get grabbed, but it wasn't serious. I had a new bulldog. He was almost 2. Little Hammond's dog, little Hammond's bred, Hammond's and Heinzel, but mostly Hammond's little bred dog. And I don't remember if I was flirt polling or playing tug with a hide, something like that. And he was hot and excited, and he was still new with me, but he was my friend at this point, but he's still new. And he jumped up and grabbed, I don't remember if it was my bicep or my forearm, and he he hung for a minute before he realized what he had. Like, he was not trying to bite me, he was just excited. And he grabbed me and he hung for just a second, and then he's like, "Oh, I got that guy, not the coon." He let go. But it wasn't too bad. It was really minor. There was no blood or serious bruising or nothing.
Yeah,
It was total
but you're
accident
you're
by the
gonna be
dog's
sore.
part. Yeah, it was a total accident. He didn't mean to grab me, but he got me enough that he kind of hung there for a second before he let go.
Damn.
So I guess I'm wrong. I just don't remember the accidents, I guess, because if I just thought of one now, I'm sure there's another one somewhere down the road I just forgot about.
Man, my girl dog bit me the other day on. I don't know if it was an accident or not. In my heart, I know it wasn't an accident. I didn't want to give him the needle, but I can't even do that because I'm a righteous human being. But yeah, them dog bites hurt.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
Especially like a bite out of fear, like a fear bite. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, I got
I feel
snagged up
bad
a
about
few
it.
times, in my days. You get snagged, but it's how you react too. That means everything. You still gotta have the upper hand
Yep.
no matter what. And I've heard some stories. I heard, dogs grabbing motherfuckers, taking them down, like getting them that good. Like sometimes when they get you, they don't get you good, but one that gets you good enough to hang on to you, that's another ball game right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't experienced that shit. I didn't caught some nips. I ain't
Yeah,
experienced
man.
that, but
And it could be a hard nipping, but he just can't get that extra, split second just to latch on,
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
right?
I've always felt if a dog got a hold of me, I'm gonna kick its trash. I've always felt
Right.
like, man,
Right.
I know
I'm
how to
the
get their neck and choke them off. I don't care what. I'm gonna get them off. And then I got me a Malinois. Well, it was actually a Dutch Shepherd, but it was more Malinois than Dutch. But it was the Dutch colored. It was big old police dog. Let's just call it that because that's what it was bred for. Straight up military police dog. Big old brindle. She wasn't that big. I don't know why I say big, but she was 70 pounds. She wasn't small. Powerful son of a gun. And I would play. Before her, I always thought, man, some dog gets a hold of me, it's gonna be in trouble. I'm just gonna choke it out. Like, I just had that in my head. And that old
Right.
that old female, we would play tug of war with just like a rope or something. And dude, she'd hurt me. And she didn't even have my hand. She's just pulling on the rope, and she'd like hyperextend my elbow, shaking. Wah wah wah. And, oh, jeez. Like, I can't even imagine if you had my forearm in your mouth and you went to shake it. Like, it humbled me and made me realize, dude, I ain't as tough as I think I
move.
am. That dog would mess me up. Before that, I always thought, oh man, no matter what grabs me, I'm gonna get it back. I can handle anything. But that dog, she never even bit me. She just grabbed the whatever toy we were playing with and shook it, and she'd hyperextend my elbow. Just I'm like, geez, I can't even imagine the pain of her actually grabbing your flesh with all her strength and then shaking you like that. Man, I'd be helpless. I really realized I wasn't as tough as I thought I was.
Yeah, that's something I came to realize. You never really know how powerful this breed is until you set up some form of competition, whether it's you tugging with the dog, you flirting, you sitting up there running the dog on the treadmill or whatever it is, walking, some form of competition, you'll realize how smart and how strong these dogs actually are.
Yeah, it's like Tyson says, right? Everyone's got a plan to get punched in the mouth. Something like that. I might be misquoting him.
Nah, you said it right. I've always loved that.
Yeah.
Say everybody got plans to get punched in the face. Like it's
Yeah,
a fact.
right.
It's a fact.
You got a brilliant plan until you land one of those haymakers.
You pinky in the brain till you get punched in the face.
Yeah, you know, when you start off the fight, you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to punch him in his nose, and I'm gonna punch him in his eyes, and I'm hitting that chin. Then we punch you first, and you like, hold on, let me grab him. You know what I mean? It hit different.
I'm about to survive. I'm about to survive. And I'm about to survive.
You feel me? It hit different, straight up.
That's all you thinking about at that point.
Straight up.
Yeah, man, we cooked, man. You guys got to say something, man, before we dip out of here, man, so everybody could get out and do what they got to do and be great for the day and bring that good energy that we got from this stream.
Man, this was a good ass cook up, man. Y'all just keep bulldogging. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Don't let nobody knock y'all off y'all.
Cook up, hey, you know the cook up. You know how we do, Buck City. What up, y'all? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, man. We up late night, man. It's midnight. It's about to be midnight somewhere. You dig? We up late night, man. Late night. Thursday night, Bulldogs. Buck City Kennels Live, American Pit Bull Terrier. Look. Let me tell you something. You feel me? Rather, we got reruns. We live. Andre Drake in the building. RKBB in the building. Gino in the building. Salute. Salute. More Lionhead in the building. Salute. Let me see. Eric Watson in the building. Salute. E. Watson, man. Hey, E. Watson, man. That's a cool brother right there, man. E. Watson, man. Let me see. I don't know, man. Mr. Stock, man. He said I'll donate 400 if you fart right now. Not capping. What is that all about? What is that all about, bro? You guys are gonna have to help me out with that, bro. I don't know what it is to a motherfucker fart and for some likes or for some goddamn donations and shit, bro. Come on, bro. We all men up in here mostly, you know, for the most part. There might be a woman or two here or there every now and then, but most of all, man, this is a man space. Let's keep it like that, man. I wouldn't even want you to sell yourself out like that, brother. For some farts. Come on, bro. Donate the 400 though. You know, don't throw a dog a bone. You know, this Cash App is up there. Go, hey, my Cash App. It could fit some more on there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, that motherfucker's on tilt, but I'll show you. That motherfucker on tilt, but it could fit some more. You know how we do. You know how we do. Salute to the panel. Y'all handle y'all business. Yes, sir. You know how we do. Keeping it lit. Buck City. Keys to the city. We're going to at least get the 2 hour in. I ain't going to even stop it till they get to the 2 hour, man. You guys got some questions? What's up? Talk to me. Throw a dog a bone. Throw a dog a bone. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, don't be a buster. Don't be a buster. Show that love, man. We show love all across the community. Name one channel that fuck with, I mean, I don't fuck with everybody because I don't fuck with rats. But Buck City fuck with everybody that's important. Everybody that's important. I got some important stuff to do. We getting it in, man. We still haven't started the Wake and Bake Chapter 2. We still haven't started that yet, but we still wake and bake and we still do our thing. Dig that. That's dedication. It's dedication. Drake, no, man, just nothing much, man. Just up here cooling. Chop it up for a little longer. Try to make it at least a 2-hour stream. You know, we playing these algorithm games, you know. Yeah, I'm live. I'm live, man. Call in. Call in. I'm live, man. We live. We got the you know how we did the rerun joint, but then one thing about my reruns, I play them, but shit, we could pop right up. Motherfucker could stop that rerun shit right away, man. Call in, ask for the link. We definitely want to hear from y'all. That's what we do on this channel, man. And it's getting good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, y'all. Man, let me matter of fact, let me check this out. Let me get this Sorrel. These Sorrel dogs, people bring them up a lot lately. You know, we've been talking about these dogs on the stream, and people have been bringing them up lately. And good brother I was talking about, you know, we were looking at the Burt Sorrel bloodline, you know. Hold up. Drake, what up? Oh man, cooling, man. Talk to me.
Hold on, let me pause this. I gotta pause here.
You said what?
So yeah, I had to pause the stream because the stream, I'm getting a double reverberation. You know how?
Oh yeah, you got to get it off the regular one, yeah.
Yeah, I had to go straight to the stream.
Exactly.
I ain't got all the way hip to how to work this thing. You know what I'm saying? I done been on your live and a couple other cats lives before, but I mean not. And they ain't nobody that's doing nothing with bulldogs. They doing stuff with history, as far as dealing with history books, and we sitting on there talking about history. And speaking of history, I finally got that book in the mail, the World of the American Pit Bull Terrier by Richard Stratton. So I was like, okay, now I can get to do some of my homework on some of them old pedigrees, get reacclimated to it, you know.
Oh yeah. Nah, salute, man. Hey, Danielle Bobbitt with the question. Hey, look, she said, any tips for an upcoming breeder? I plan on breeding mostly more athletic American bullies and APBT. I'm breeding, he said, I'll be breeding Borbals too, but strictly selective. Yeah, man. Woman, queen, you know, I gotta know how to address y'all. Selectiveness, selective breeding is gonna be the key to any of this, you know. I'm sure you got in your vision what that ultimate dog looks like and how it functions as far as the athleticism, you know. This channel is based on, you know, it's strongly based on athleticism. You know, we frown upon dogs that don't carry those traits. So just make sure you get some good ones, good athletic, outgoing animals that like to work and push them to the limit. And do your selection process. You know, it's really not, I mean, you can take advice from other people, you could take pages out of people's book, but ultimately your gumbo is going to be a conglomeration of everything that you got going. Hold up. Let me see. Optimize. I'm on the live. Call in. I'm on the live. Which one? Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off of here. Yeah, man. My God, man. You see? That's an upcoming breeder right there, man. Good guy. Good guy. So yeah, you'll be breeding the Borbles too. Strictly selective. So yeah, those Borbles, you know, them some big ass dogs, you know, temperament will be a good thing. Tips for upcoming breeders. I would have to say infrastructure will probably be one of the most important things when it comes to breeding. And you know, if you're trying to have a program, especially with multiple breeds, you know, your infrastructure, you know, everything, whether you got cement slab or you got deck boards, you know what I'm saying, drainage systems, and you know, different things that you can put together will help you out a lot in the long run. Another tip, let's say you got 6 dogs, you know, I will have about 10 spots. If you got 6 dogs and you're starting off with, have about 10 spots, so you can at least have a couple spots for the puppies, and you know what I'm saying, to kind of help them out a little bit. If you need a little bit more space, you need to, you know what I'm saying, you need to shut a couple kennels down for a little bit and use those kennels, you know, maybe for some particular reason. It'll be an easy transition, and you'll thank me later with that. American bullies, American pit bull terriers, you know, this community, there's a lot of people that are in those dogs. There's a lot of people that are in those the Merles, all, you know, all kind of, you know, those dogs. And then with the pit bulls, I mean, we talk about these dogs all the time, good bloodlines and things that you can get into. So yeah, infrastructure is everything. Just kind of having your, knowing what you want to do as far as you know, the way you want your dogs to be ultimately. And then if you're going to be promoting, or if you're going to be private, you know, if you're private, hey, keep it private. But if you're going to promote, you know, find you a good graphic designer, you know, call Buck City up, let him whip you up some graphics. That way, you know, what you're doing can stand out. A lot of times there's a lot of people with good dogs, but they don't have the right look, or they don't have the right tools to get the visibility that they need. And so their program suffers. So you want to make sure that you hook up with somebody that enjoys doing what they're doing and can hook you up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now that's my advice. Just stay positive, show them in a positive light. If you're doing them, if you're out here, you know, everything, especially when you're breeding, everything ain't for the camera. You know, it might be certain situations with the dog that's happening, rather if it's a yard accident or anything, you know. Optimize. Salute on that litter, man. Salute on that new litter. Salute on that new litter. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let me check on my dude, man. Give you guys some of this rush camp shit.
Shots and we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or 2 white chalks out. Ay, we been popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Shoot shots and we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or 2 white chalks out. Ay, we been popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Niggas talking like they drillin', but I know they ain't. No stripes in the damn hood, you ain't never ring. Fuck a peace treaty, I ain't never tryna moderate. I be starving for this beef shit like I ain't never ate. want this, cause I've been navigating through these streets, don't need no compass. On some dumb shit, put a foe a bit of sun kiss. Bullets hit your back, couple inches from your bows this. Hey, 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 had to switch it up, you gon' need help. Had an ambulance come pick you up, you ain't seen this. Fast like Uber, how I'm pulling up, and I ain't talking. An empty tank when I come and fill you up. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, white chalks out. Ay, ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, white chalks out. Ay, ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about.
Get your ass whacked for what you talk about. White, chalk 'em out. 4-4 bulldog, get me barking loud. Blow out your eardrum. Why you want to smoke? You real dumb. You wanna feel something? Then take these shots, nigga. I'll kill some. We in the field hunting for them ops about to drill something. I got a little something. Set my gun connect, that's real money. My nigga crash dummy. He never hesitate to blast for me. And all my hoes work, and they don't hesitate to get cash to me. That's what it's supposed to do. I run with the chosen few. Big guns when we popping out, and we got the exposure crew. No doubt, white chalk a nigga out. Shoulda put run in your mouth, run in your house, shoot your spouse, brain matter on the couch.
Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, white chalks out. Ay, ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about. Shoot shots, then we bouncing out. Ay, chop a dish or two, white chalks out. Ay, ay, we be popping out. Ay, get your ass whacked for what you talking about.
Yep. You know what it is. 6 so far. 6 so far. Hey, you know, keep that positivity, man. I know it's gonna be a good one. Can't wait to for you to tell the world what you got cooking up over there. I ain't even gonna spoil it. But you got something real special over there cooking up. You dig? Let's look at let me see, man, because them Sorrel dogs, they don't get their flowers, man. They don't get their flowers enough. This one of those white ones. You know, people ask a lot, you know, where does that white come from? Where, you know what I'm saying, this and that. And, you know, that's a nice built looking dog too, to say the least. You know, it's a lot of selective breeding going on right there. Sorrel had just as much merits as anybody. That's what I'm basically pulling up these pedigrees for. You know, he had just as much merits as anybody, man. If you kick it, you can go back down this alleyway right here. I mean, you know, it's merit on top of merit, 2-time winners and champions, ROMs. You know, Sorrel Bull putting out more grand champion PORs, 2-time winners, champions, 1-time winners, champions, you know. I mean, loaded, man. You know, I mean, I know everybody forgot. They forget because it happens. You know, people forget about greatness. Different dogs that's able to do their thing. You see, they got this back here. With the Kohler stuff, Klaus Zeke. You got the you know, so this will be a half brother to Bolio also, and Sorrel Bull. And you never really hear about this dog. This Jake dog. I barely hear about him. Davis Piggy. And that Shivo dog. Let me see. Okay, so they bred her to Boomerang and Midnight Cowboy. So, I mean, you know, you're going to get some good dogs coming through there. Boomerang, Midnight Cowboy. You know, these dogs are heavy influenced by those dogs. Klaus Zeke. and it's just tons and tons of sailor dog. It's heavy on the sailor dog, heavy on the raisin dog. You know, black and tan dogs. You see how they do. John Kramer, what up, brother? Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Nah, I just wanted to at least get the 2 hour in, you know. We can go back and check it out. Got a couple calls I'm gonna make before the night's done. Before it's done. Yes, sir. Hey. Nah, Sorrell didn't get his flowers, man. R.I.P. to the legendary Boxman. FYI, only freak I ever seen had Sorrell stuff, along with Jeek Snake Man, to an inbred Bolio jib. Yeah, man. Them dogs, where the black and tan come from? Where the black and tan, man? Listen, man, them dogs, that's what the color they are. Look at that. That's what we see. Oh yeah, my boy. Ooh, that boy got some nice pups. Optimize. Ooh. Hey, you killing them, boy. Killing them. Let me see this Blue Monday dog. They gonna dip into some other blood, Sorrells, okay. Got some Corvino up in there. A lot of that stuff is heavy Corvino. A lot of those dogs, is heavy on the Corvino blood. You got to know that. If you're looking for that, if you don't know about that, Hard Eyes, of course. Sorrel Bull up close. The Stu Fowler blood. Corvino. It's going to be a lot of Corvino when you're looking at those Sorrel dogs. Let me look at another one. Uncle Bud. Good looking dogs. Cut ears. I've seen a lot of them with these cut ears. They were doing this a lot with those dogs. And a lot of people that were buying those dogs were following suit, because I seen a lot of them with the ears cut. Real talk. He said it ain't letting me join. Yeah, nah, we out of here anyway, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Clear Creek Hog Dogs in the building. Salute. He said, I got some pups I want to show you. Hey, we might be up on the early wake and bake. We might be up on that early wake and bake. I got one Saturday. We're gonna be getting it in, the fuckery. We're gonna talk about the fuckery. It's gonna be some funny shit. Got some clips and different stuff that people be sending me, just wild and crazy shit. So switching it up. I think that's Saturday. I got it already scheduled. Go and hit the bell notification, all of that, so you can be in the building. You dig? Yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. But now I just want to show you that Sorrel blood, show you some of them black and tans coming up through there. We're probably gonna touch on this stuff a little bit more. I think this is a bloodline it's kind of underrated. I think it's A little underrated. We talk about bloodlines being underrated a lot though, so it's not like they the only underrated bloodline out there, but they, you know, Bert Sorrell, you know, like it's like Buddy said, you know, it's about time they start getting their flowers for their contribution that they put into this game. You dig? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Look it. Salute everybody that pulled up. I didn't see no pussies pulled. Oops, excuse my French. No suckers. No suckers pulled up today. Yeah, I wanted some suckers to pull up so we could get on their ass. They didn't, of course. You know how we do. We gonna keep it rocking. Keep it rocking out. The cream gonna rise to the top. This Buck City. Hold up. Let me get this outro beat in this hot ass shit.